In this video, I'm going to go over the most commonly asked questions by piano clients and piano students that I've had over the past 12 years of my career as a music educator. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Kira Kang, founder of Modern Pianista. On this channel, we discuss all things regarding artistry, entrepreneurship, and music education. What is playing by ear? How do you play piano by ear? This is a question that I get from so many piano students and clients, and it's actually a question that I had myself for many years. So I'm here to answer this question and bust the myth around playing piano by ear. So when you first start out playing by ear, it's definitely a very creative process because you're sharpening your listening skills. You get inspired by something that you heard, a song that you like, or an interesting melody, and you come to the piano and you try to figure it out. And a lot of times you're not really quite sure. You're kind of just hoping for the best and pushing whatever key you think it might be. And over time, that becomes a faster process. Now, that's essentially what playing by ear is. But as you develop your ear training skills, you become faster at it. And then you start doubling down on theory, ideally, which is what you should be doing. And that teaches you the territory or the playground of every song. This is called a key signature or a scale because every song that you ever want to learn is based on a scale. I talk about the sound palette, which is called the circle of fifths in the world of music. And I talk about this in a lot of my videos, as well as my course and my upcoming book. And you can learn this like it's a musical alphabet. So once you learn all your scales and your chords, now you have a framework for what you're listening to, what you're hearing, what you're trying to translate by ear. So when you know that, you have a certain playground that you're working with. Say, for example, you are inspired by a song that's in the key of C or A minor. Now you know that this song is only on the white keys. That is your territory. That is your playground for this song. There's a lot of songs in the key of C or A minor. C and A minor are both all on the white keys. So when you get started, knowing that really helps you out because it eliminates all the black keys. Now the black keys are not an option. That is not in your playground. So when you learn how to play by ear and you incorporate theory, it's actually really beneficial because you develop a lot of confidence. You develop a close proximity, like a close relationship with your instrument where there's no middleman. You cut out the middleman. And I'm a huge fan of that. I feel like we teach our early musicians to rely on external sources to tell them what the answer is, instead of developing that relationship and that joy and that intuition, that musical intuition. That is so valuable and so precious. And so that's why I'm a huge advocate of playing by ear. Now, we can incorporate other sources as the student is learning and growing and building their skill set, but to not develop the intuition and to discredit the importance of that is something that I highly disagree with. And so I make sure that if the student is naturally inclined to wanting to figure things out by ear, I let them do it. Now, a lot of piano teachers would probably disagree with me on that, especially classically trained ones or ones that have been raised traditionally. But I believe that developing that intuition is so crucial, so priceless, and it helps you with your confidence and building so much joy that will last you for a lifetime. All right, I get this question a lot, probably every single day of my life since 2013. So a lot of parents, clients, students, they're always asking me, what do I practice? How often do I practice? How much do I practice? How many times? So there is no one straight answer for this question, but what I do want to emphasize is that when you're learning piano, it's better to show up frequently for short periods of time than it is, especially in the beginning, than to sit at the piano one day a week for an entire hour. The reason being is that piano is like learning a foreign language and a sport that will eventually turn into an art and quite possibly become your journal or diary one day. It will be a way for you to emotionally release, which is what I genuinely hope for every single person, because that is what this is for. That is the highest level of attainment that you can achieve. So when you're learning piano, you have to understand there's so many elements at play. You're learning Italian vocabulary words. All of our music words are in the language of Italian. You're learning kinesthetic exercises and strengthening your fingers. Our fourth finger on all of our hands, grown-ups included, are very weak, right? We're not used to using certain muscles on our hands, on our forearms, right? So there's a kinesthetic aspect involved, developing that internal sense of rhythm, the musical intuition that I was talking about. And, there's so many elements at play. So you need to be showing up to the piano 4 to 5 times a week for about 15 to 20 minutes. If you're a young child, or if this is for your young child, I recommend 10 to 15 minutes. This is just in the beginning until you get running, until you tap into a flow and you actually find something that you're passionate about. Because when you show up 4 to 5 days a week for 10 to 15 minutes for young kids, 15 to 20 minutes for teens and adults, then you develop habits. You develop a positive feeling and a positive association with what you're doing. A lot of times, practice is regarded as a chore, something that we have to do. And it's like a checklist. Okay, you have to check off all these boxes. And if I don't do it, then I suck. I suck as a person and I failed, And I want to move away from that, because this is supposed to be a creative act of love for yourself, for your soul. And, there are times to buckle down. There are times to really get to work, especially if you have a goal, if you have an audition, if you have a performance coming up, if you're trying to get into music school, things like that, if you have a deadline. But if you're learning for your own enjoyment and you're in it for the long haul, I want you to just show up for short periods of time consistently and give yourself a break. Do 4 to 5 days a week for a minimum of 10 to 20 minutes, like I said, and take the weekends off. I want you to line it up with your workouts at the gym or with school or with work. And you'll see so much more progress that way, and you'll feel a lot better about yourself. Another really big practice tip that I want to include in this video is to allow yourself to work on the things that you want to work on. Yes, I'm giving you permission to work on the things that you want to work on. Meaning, if I'm your teacher and I'm telling you, you need to work on your scales, you need to work on lullaby, octave scales, traditional scales, inversions, and let's get into a song. And let's work on sight reading, right? That's a lot of things. That's 5 different things that I just listed. So I don't want you to knock out all 5 things every single time you sit down at the piano. Okay, Kira said I have to work on my scales and my inversions and lullaby and all this. Okay, did I do it? Okay, just do it. 1 time through, 2 times through, 3 times through. And you can get places that way, but it feels like a chore. And I don't want you approaching your craft and your art this way. So it's okay to break up your practice into designated days based on how you feel. If you're really feeling your song, it's totally okay to work on just your song for your practice session that day. Today is Tuesday. Okay, so if I sat down today on a Tuesday and I was like, you know what, I really want to practice my song and that's all I feel like doing, then really put in that time and stay focused on just your song. What elements of the song? Okay, I want to work on transitioning from chord to chord. Ooh, that chord to that chord is a little tricky for me. Or the rhythm is hard. Or maybe my pedaling needs a little bit of work. I want to increase my dynamics here. I want to get louder and get softer. My fingers don't flow the way I want it to, right? Getting detailed with exactly the one goal that you set for yourself that day. And then the next day, maybe you wake up and you're like, hey, I really want to kill it on scales today, So doing different things on different days is completely valid. I see a lot of beginning students approaching their piano practice like a checklist. Did I do it? Did I do it 5 times? Did I do everything that my teacher asked me to do? Okay, cool, it's done, whatever, right? And I want you to give yourself the permission to listen to how you feel, to check in with yourself. This is also a part of developing artistry and musical intuition, is giving yourself the permission to work on the things that you want to work on. Now, I understand, like I said, there are times to buckle down, and I do want you to tackle all of the things that you need to tackle, but you don't have to do everything every single day. If you are a parent investing in your child's arts and music education, listen up. I do not want you to nag your children about practicing. Nagging your children about practicing is the worst thing you could possibly do, especially in the early stages of introducing them to an instrument. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be curiosity and passion building, right? So if you put piano practice in the same box as like pick up your toys, brush your teeth, be nice to your brother, set the table, clean your room. If you put piano practice in the same box as those things that they don't enjoy doing, why would they develop a positive relationship with music and their instrument? The way that you want to approach piano practice with a young child is by being curious. Now, I have a lot of clients that are like, well, I'm not musically inclined, Kira. Like, I didn't grow up playing piano. I don't know anything about it. You know what? That's okay. Ask the teacher, and also, ask the teacher, your questions. Do your research on YouTube. I'm putting out these videos for you guys so that you are more aware. Why do you want arts education for your child? The reason why you want it is because you know that there's value in it, right? So you've got to understand what that value is from your own perspective, not just like, oh, I know it's valuable and I'm just going to put all my faith and trust in the teacher and hope for the best, right? And I know parents are busy. You guys are working and trying to put food on the table and provide all these opportunities that you might not have had yourself, which is honorable. That's amazing. But if you want to make the most of your investment in arts education, I want you to approach this with curiosity. Ask your child, what are you working on? What are you excited about? What did you learn with Kira today? Oh, that's cool. Wait, show me that again. Oh my gosh, that's really impressive. Spending time with your child and asking questions and asking them to show you what they're learning is actually the best way to encourage them to practice. Please do not put this in the same box as cleaning your room, picking up your toys, doing your homework, and things like that. That is the worst way to develop a relationship with this beautiful craft, this beautiful instrument, this lifelong joy and musical intuition that I'm trying so hard to help you guys develop. Okay, that's all. I'm done. I hope this video was helpful for you. These are the most commonly asked questions by my clients and students over the past 12 years, so I wanted to create a video to address these topics here on my channel. I haven't been able to create as many videos and tutorials that I would like to because I've been so busy with recitals. I actually helped 96 kids perform this past weekend, spread out over 6 different shows, in addition to my 28 live students that I teach every single week. So it's madness over here. I'm doing my best. I just want you guys to know that I'm so grateful for each and every one of you guys tuning into my channel and supporting me in these early stages of YouTube. And it's a lot transitioning this in-person business to a digital business. But in the event that you want more from me and you want to go deeper, subscribe to my email newsletter. I'm going to drop the link in the description box below, and I will be sending out information about the book that I'm writing called The Art of Piano, as well as some digital products and courses, maybe start a blog and some other things for you guys. So I'm really excited about all that's to come. I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care. Bye.